Ladies and gentlemen, sandwich enthusiasts, today we're unboxing something that's almost as big as my first TV in the 90s. It's the Elgato Prompter XL, the giant sibling to the Elgato standard prompter, which I'm using right now. This bad boy promises crystal clear, big screen eye contact for your videos, streams, and even boardroom presentations. So grab your coffee, maybe a hoagie, and let's see if this XL is truly extra large and in charge, or just a gym membership I'll never use. All right, let's crack this bad boy open here. I had to come to my kitchen table here because my little office area is not big enough for this big box. So we're just gonna cut this guy open, see what's inside. All right, let's see what we got inside here. This is one box here. This looks like it's probably the beam splitter glass right there. You can see my ceiling fan right in the reflection of that. It's reflecting really good, and the top-down camera. So we're going to put that off to the side. We'll keep that in the box to keep it nice and safe. Then we got a little piece of cardboard here. All right, they really put this in here, packed this in here nicely. This looks like it's got the cord and the step-up rings. Let's just see what's in here. Does that pull out? Okay. All right, this looks like a little L bracket situation there. All right, this says genuine spare part. Put that off to the side. All right, we got the cord here, the USB-C to USB-C. We got some step-up rings here. These are all the different step-up rings. I really have to give it to Elgato, their packaging here. It's really done really well here. So you use these if you want to put your camera lens on there. All right, next is, what is in here? All right, we got an instruction manual there. This looks like the back plate if you want to use the step-up rings, or if you just want to have it open to put any larger things in there, any larger lenses. Oh, this piece is in there. I think this is the monitor maybe. All right, and in here we have the monitor and the little cloth for cleaning. All right. This looks like the main piece right here. You can get rid of the big box. All right, this looks like the main piece here. We're going to rip this paper off there. I'm going to say that's a pretty good size here. It is definitely a much bigger teleprompter. And we got everything here. Okay, so we got everything out of the box. Time to set this bad boy up. I got all of my Prompter XL parts laid out here, so we're going to put this thing together. I'm going to show you how to do it. We have our lovely little instruction manual right there. It has all the steps inside. First step is that we have the big piece of the prompter. It's got like the shroud here and the little part that connects to your tripod or mount of some kind, and there's actually 2 1/4-20s under here and a 3/8. So you have plenty of mounting options. If you have a really long plate, you could put 2 1/4-20s if you wanted to, or a 3/8 and a 1/4-20 to give a little bit more stability. but I think we're going to put ours right back here on the back. So I have my tripod plate right here. All right, that is on there nice and snug. And you want to make sure you have your tripod head all locked down here so it doesn't move around when you're trying to do this. There we go. And we'll tighten that up right there. And now we have our prompter, the main prompter piece mounted. I'm going to just level this out on my tripod. Step number 2 is we're going to put the beam splitter glass in there, and it really just snaps right in there. There's some little hooky things right here that clip right onto that. Oh, I got to do it like that. You got to kind of have it slanted in there, it looks like. And then these are supposed to just snap right in there. Just like that. And there's your beam splitter glass. So next we're gonna put the monitor in. That is step 3. It has like a little spot right here so you can have it guide in there properly. If you look right here, there's a little spot for that to go. And this is magnetic, so you can actually take this monitor off and use it in other places if you want to, or just if you're breaking it down to travel with it. So you wanna make sure that your USB-C port right there is gonna face that way. And then we're just gonna put that right there, and there it is, all set up. Okay, the Prompter XL comes with 2 different back plates here. This one is like a universal one, so you could have any size lens that could fit inside of there, and then it would just go right on the back here, and then that could flip up. You could put your camera lens in there, and you could have a big camera in there if you want. If you don't have the right step-up ring for the other one has a certain size hole right here, and you put your step-up ring on your lens, and then you slide it right in there, and then that way you have 0 light coming through, because if there's light coming through here, sometimes it makes it hard to read the words that are on the teleprompter. So let's go ahead and put these in. Okay, so it comes with a couple different back plates here. This is the universal one, so if you had bigger camera lenses, you would use this and you would drape that over the camera so no light would leak through to the teleprompter screen. And then there's also this one right here, which has the hole just enough for the lens, and you would use these little step-up rings right here, and then you would put those on your camera lens. They'll screw right on, and then this guy would come, sets in like there. You got a couple different screws. I'm going to use this one here because I feel like mounting my camera with the lens on here. Is that the right one? There we go. I got some screws there, a couple screws. And that stays nice and snug right in there. Next, you have this nice metal bracket here that's going to have your camera sit on there. It's got some little rubbery strips here so it doesn't move around. And then we have one of our little screws here, so I'm going to screw it right into this guy right here. But I'm not going to screw it all the way in because I still need to set my camera there, and then the camera's going to get another screw. So this screw will go under here so you can mount your camera. And then we're going to slide our camera right in there. And now that bracket is going to have to come up some. See that? So we're going to keep this all a little loose. And we're going to make sure that we can screw the 1/4-20 into the camera. There. And then we'll screw that guy in there. So now that isn't wiggling around at all. So you have no wiggling around, and then you have no light coming through your teleprompter here. You're going to want to head over to the Elgato website, go to the downloads page here, and then scroll down to where it says Camera Hub and download that and install. And the next step is you're going to go ahead and plug that into the monitor of the prompter, and then you're going to put it into a USB-C of your laptop. This is what the prompter software looks like over here. This is, you can see where you can input your text. We have the output here, the Elgato Prompter. You have power, horizontal flip, orientation is standard, or you can change your orientation here. You can adjust brightness, contrast. You can display text, you can display a chat, or you can display a display if you want to. Right here is where you'll enter your script name and import your scripts. And then you can choose some different fonts here if you so desire. You can mess with the font size and everything like that. And you can choose how you scroll. You can do constant scrolling where you just hit play and it'll scroll, or you can choose voice sync here, and you'll have to install this in order for you to use it. So you'll click there and install. And then you can choose like scroll speed if you want it to loop, the reading position, and then you can choose some other overlays over here. The Prompter XL is built like a tank. 7.4 pounds with the bracket. It's solid. No wobbles, no rattles. The glass is NSG Japan beam splitter. Only 1.1 millimeter thin, but scratch resistant. Style-wise, sleek black finish. Professional vibe. It's not flashy, no RGB LEDs pulsating like a gamer rig. Just straight to business. You get a cold shoe mount on top for lights or mics, and multiple mounting threads underneath for flexibility. Basically, it looks like serious gear. If you walk into a boardroom with this, people are going to think you're either a pro or about to deliver a presidential address. Let's rattle off the features because this thing has more than my last smartphone. 15.6-inch detachable full HD display that's 1920 by 1080, 60 frames per second, and 600 nits. Readability from 15 feet, no squinting needed. USB-C 3.2 connection, one cable, no external power bricks. Voice sync. The script scrolls at your speaking pace, but it requires an NVIDIA RTX or Apple Silicon. Stream Deck support. Start and stop and control with one tap. Twitch integration. Chat right on screen while keeping eye contact. It works as a secondary monitor. You can drag Zoom calls, notes, or memes right into it. It works with DSLRs, mirrorless, and even smartphones or webcams with proper adapters. The cold shoe rail and multiple mounting threads are great. It runs on the Camera Hub software for customization. Basically, the Prompter XL is like the Cadillac of teleprompters minus the cup holders. All right, what's cool about the Prompter XL? That giant, bright screen. No more squinting like Clint Eastwood at high noon. It doubles as a spare monitor. Seriously useful in cramped setups. Voice sync is wizard level cool when it works. It scrolls as you talk. Stream Deck integration means I can look like I'm in Mission Impossible controlling the prompter with one press. Twitch chat overlay is awesome if you stream. Though, sorry YouTubers, we're still waiting on you. For creators, this is Swiss Army gear. YouTubers, read scripts naturally without googly eyes darting all over. Streamers, Twitch chat overlay keeps you connected without breaking gaze. Podcasters and webinars, nail intros without a dozen retakes. Business folks, sales demos, internal town halls, boardroom, mic drop moments. If you've ever fumbled a line mid-recording and muttered new curse words into your mic, this is your salvation. All right, time for some pros and cons. Here are the pros. Again, huge, bright 15.6 display, full HD, 600 nits. Readable from 15 feet away. Doubles as a secondary monitor. Voice sync and Stream Deck integration. Solid build with Pro Glass. Cold shoe and multiple mounting points. Single USB-C cable simplicity. All right, you know we had to have some, so here are some cons. This thing is kind of heavy, 7+ pounds with the bracket. It's not compatible with the Elgato multi-mount. Needs 15-watt USB-C PD power. Not all hubs deliver that. Voice sync requires specific GPUs or CPUs. It has Twitch integration but no YouTube chat. Come on, Elgato. Overall, I give the Elgato Prompter XL 9 out of 10 sandwiches. It's pro grade, flexible, and makes your content look slick. The missing YouTube chat support and the weight are only gripes. Otherwise, chef's kiss. So is the Prompter XL worth it? Absolutely. If you're serious about video, streaming, or presentations, this is the prompter that makes eye contact natural again. For me, it's staying in the film sandwich studio because, let's be honest, I'm 45. Memorizing scripts is not happening. I can barely remember where I parked my car. All right, everybody, I'm Kid Ron Burgundy with Film Sandwich. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what would you throw up on a 15.6-inch teleprompter screen? All right, see you in the next one. Kid Ron Burgundy out.